Thanks for watching the Eyes Open Network. You are watching a breaking story now. Just a couple hours ago, when I actually woke up this morning, I always check my news sources, mainstream and alternative sources, and lots was breaking about the downing of a Russian fighter jet by Turkey. An F-16 apparently shot down the Russian fighter jet. And there's conflicting stories on both sides now. Turkey's saying that it violated its airspace, of course, but the plane did actually go. Both pilots ejected from the Russian fighter jet, and it crashed. A fiery crash, as you can see on the screen here, a shot from one of the news sources, that it went down in Syria, 4 kilometers away. So, 4 kilometers is not a super long way. It could have traveled that far into it. So, again, not knowing the full story, if it was actually over Turkish airspace and shot down, and then, a plane's going to take, especially at the trajectory that it appears in the videos that have been shown, it could have traveled 4 kilometers easily at those speeds into Syria. So, but again, that's not been confirmed to either side, because both sides are claiming that Turkey warned them. This isn't new. Turkey warned Russia for violating the airspace weeks ago, multiple times, and then Russia apparently violated it, or came close to it anyway, and it was shot down. It was only a matter of time, as we all know, something like this was going to happen. It gets a little bit more tricky. Because these things are just breaking all over the place, obviously, as being into World War III, as we are now. And again, without trying to nitpick and dissect every single incident, but involving this exact same incident, the downing of the Russian fighter jet, just a couple hours ago. There's reports now, unconfirmed, that for sure a Russian helicopter was also shot down by a surface-to-air missile, and there's been speculation on, and this isn't confirmed, but that helicopter was actually trying to retrieve the pilots of the F-16. So, in Syria, it's not confirmed again who fired that surface-to-air, but I'm assuming it's ISIS or terrorists in Syria that did that. That shot it down, or shot the helicopter down. Again, it's not confirmed that helicopter was a second incident, or it was the actual helicopter retrieving the pilots that did successfully eject from the Russian fighter jet being shot down. So lots happening. Another thing that's happening in this story that we're following, the Turkish Prime Minister has called an emergency meeting with his uppers, if you will, his generals, his military leaders, as well as Russia obviously has canceled their foreign minister. Lavrov has canceled his meeting with Turkey on Wednesday. All of this is happening quickly as we've seen here in the last weeks, picking up with the terrorist attacks happening all over the place. Another one we'll be reporting on here very shortly. We're also watching for a live conference from Barack Obama, the President of the United States, obviously, and Holland, the French Prime Minister. For the first time since the terrorist attacks, he's in the White House in Washington, D.C., and we're following that as well. So all of these things will keep you up to date as much as we possibly can as they break here at the Eyes Open Network. This is World War III, folks, so there is a lot of stories, and we're trying to get as many of the most confirmed ones as we possibly can. Obviously, with so many firefights going on, so many downing of jets, we try to make the bigger ones, obviously, like the Russian airliners, the terrorists, the big stories that are happening. But you got to remember that there are so many small firefights going on all over the Middle East in this world war. So as these two bigger parties start to position themselves, there's also another story we're covering, but has not been fully confirmed, is that Russia has, a couple days ago, Russia called up 150,000 recruits and soldiers to put in Syria. So that was significant, but we haven't had full confirmation on that yet, and we'll follow that as that develops here later today or tomorrow. Thanks again for watching the Eyes Open Network. Subscribe so that you don't miss any of these updates and the important updates, instead of having to scour the news 24 hours a day like we do here at the Eyes Open Network. If you like the video and you like the content we're trying to provide to you as quick and on the spot as we possibly can, give us a like and share this videos with others so that they know what's going on around the world too. They should know that World War III is on. Okay, thanks again for watching, and we'll be back with more videos real soon.